Hey Susan, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. So tell me, what caused you to think about doing all this work?
I've been in this house since 2003 and just always had a vision, and the kitchen wasn't really working for me. It was old, it was dated, and I just was tired of trying to get in cupboards on my knees and things like that. So I just wanted something that was it would function for me. That would make it easier for me.
And do you like to cook?
I do love to cook.
Ah, so there's nothing worse for somebody who likes to cook than a kitchen that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you dislike the most?
Just about everything.
Everything? That's right.
Yeah. Well, the island was small and it didn't really function well, and I had a double oven over there where that cupboard is now, and it was okay, but it wasn't my favorite. And I had a little electric top for cooking, and that was all right. But and then the microwave was over that, and so it was just and the cabinets didn't go all the way up to the ceiling, so I was losing a lot of storage space. And then we had an old desk over there that I didn't need it anymore.
Desks were like, I don't know, maybe in the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I got it. But did you have something in your mind? Had you torn things out of magazines or?
I just knew that I wanted a white kitchen with either some color in it of some sort, and then when we started working on the project with Chris, it was like, oh, why don't we have like something natural with the white that would bring some color into it and some interest. And then we it just kind of all flowed as picking out tile and then the granite and so on.
So how did you find Chris?
Last year we did a very, very large project, and when we talked to the builder that we were going to hire, he said, "Do you have a designer?" And we said, "No." "Who do you recommend?" And so they gave us Chris's name. And we were so impressed with last year's project because it was a very, very large project. We added a bathroom and a room and porch and just a lot of things involved. And Chris was fantastic, so that's why we hired him. And so when we were doing this project, we knew exactly who we wanted, Chris. So.
And so, did you have to find, like, the builder, the person who could find you cabinets, flooring? Did you have to do that?
No, we trusted Chris in his selections, and because he's very knowledgeable, and we trusted him, and so he set us up with the builder, which we thoroughly loved, and set us up with the cabinet people and the granite people and the backsplash, and I mean everything just worked out well. It just was easy, and the only person we did different was the guy who did our cabinets last year. The cabinets in the other room, we wanted to match the cabinet for our living room, so we hired him. But other than that, it was everybody that Chris had worked with.
So I know some people are a little worried that when it's all done, they won't be happy with it.
I was never worried.
You weren't?
No.
And why was that?
Trust. You just trust people. And you hope that you make the right decisions, and I think we made the right decisions. When we chose things, it was kind of like, yeah, that's what we want. And then if there was something that we didn't feel right about, we'd think it over. But typically, we were happy with our decisions.
And so how did you feel about the whole process? especially given that you've done one project before, and now you're doing another one. How did you feel about that?
I had no issues other than the fact that we just had to, figure out timing and so the appliances were an issue because it was after COVID, and so we didn't know when we were going to get the appliances. So it was kind of like when those came in, then we were able to start the ball rolling a little bit more. But we'd already chose everything by then, so it worked out well. And
So you waited until your
appliances
were in before you started the process. I know that's been a problem for other people, that they thought things would be available.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, we can get that for you in a year.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, and that wasn't going to happen. And of course, in the middle of all this, our old refrigerator stopped working. So luckily, we had already paid for a refrigerator, and they were able to bring it to us in a couple of days. So that worked out well. So yeah,
it's wonderful. So when Chris brought you the first design, what did you think?
Loved it. It was gorgeous. The only thing I did was I said, Chris, no wallpaper. That's not going to happen. And too many lights. And so we took the lights down a little bit, and then I didn't do the wallpaper. I was kind of over that. And we talked about some other things, but and then I came up with the natural wood component. So it worked out well, and he took it very fine. It was no big deal. It was my kitchen, so
you have to live in it.
Yeah.
So having lived in the space for a while, would you change anything?
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. I love it. It's perfect. It's my dream. You don't have to do a demo to rebuild a kitchen. It was the same platform, and we just kept that platform and just rearranged it, and it's worked out very well.
That's good, because sometimes you have to rip out walls and
I didn't want to do that.
You didn't want to do that.
No, the kitchen was big enough. It was just we needed to just tweak it. So I wanted the bigger island. We got the bigger island, and it worked out well.
And he also helped you design the front room.
That's correct.
And the living room.
The living room as well.
So a lot of change.
A lot of change. Yes. This house has been totally redone. Yes, it's beautiful. I want to live here till the end.
Would you have any advice for other people who might be thinking about a project like this?
Call Chris Ely.
And who did you work with for the cabinets?
Design Loft.
Design Loft.
Of Charlotte. They are excellent.
That was Robert?
Robert.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I don't have any more questions. I'm just looking at your face, and I just see joy there.
Yes.
And I think that's what Chris typically tries to achieve, is to how the person feels in the space. And you look very happy.
I'm very happy.
Wonderful. Thanks.
You're welcome.